There you go.
Ray, you got to
kick
get
my ass for a while.
You got to get in on this, dude. It's a Magic format that will never grow.
Which doesn't seem appealing at first.
I'm okay with non-growth and
Well, some of the best decks like Psychotog. If you,
a bunch of auras in the graveyard to make it a.
No, the blue black Psychotog you can do it different ways. You can play blue black.
I can't remember.
So Psychotog is black blue colorless for a 1/2, a Tog, and if you remember, the Togs had different abilities to pump. His were discard a card, +1/+1 until end of turn, or remove 2 cards in your graveyard, +1/+1. So just discard them all, remove them all, and the plan was and he's the only threat in the deck. In some decks.
Right.
And you just control them the whole game. Then you land this Psychotog with Counterspell backup so they can't do anything about it. And then on one turn, you just dump everything and kill them. And that's... So anyway, that deck you can build for like $120. And like this is there's like cheap versions of the fetch lands and stuff. I kind of want to do this. I kind of want to put together talk to my brother about it. Put together a pool of cards, and we'll just have the cards, and build a bunch of decks, and go to some tournaments. And it'll be like it's super fun. And I know you've played on Arena. This is a simplified version of Magic. There's no planeswalkers. There's no vehicles. There's no equipment. There's a lot less of fireworks happening every time someone plays a spell. It's a lot more like chess than it is like just kind of like draw a card, play, watch all these things happen. It was so much fun watching people play the decks against each other because it was just like
back to the basics.
Magic. It's magic. It feels so good.
When we get started,
we are started.
Oh. If you could send me the
sorry,
link.
guys. I was talking about Magic. I was nerding out hard because I died last week thanks to this guy next to me.
Well, to bring it to fantasy football, I've got a friend at work. Her name is Farm, and
that's a great name.
She is, she's awesome, and she's just getting into fantasy football. This is her first year. Fantasy
she's the one
football.
that been hitting you up. Didn't we give her some advice a couple weeks ago or something like that?
If so, it wasn't on here. On here. So. But anyway, she is. It's funny because she's like super into it now. She's like reading all this stuff, and she's like, "I found all this stuff, and it's all the stuff you always say to me when I ask you questions." You know what I mean? And so I was like, we do have a podcast if you'd like to listen. So she was super excited to get a link if we could do that. Right on.
Well, it's coming, and that is great. And shot to that. How about that?
Yeah.
There you go.
And Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah. If you're still alive in your fantasy football league, congratulations to you. It's not easy to do.
Oh, trust me.
No. I have to bring this up because it's too funny, right? I was in I made 3 playoffs in the 4 leagues where I was like trying to contend, and I'm still alive in 1. It's the league that I care the least about. I care so little about it that I started T. Higgins last week.
Wasn't he out?
He did not play, in fact, at all. And I still won that match by 25-ish points or something like that. And it's just like, I don't even know. I don't. Watching that happen, I still don't know what to make of it. I kind of just like stopped trying to process it at a certain point. I don't because what do you do? Because you work so hard making decisions, trying to make these right decisions, and then stuff like that happens.
Oh, dude,
it's crazy. And so the only thing you can kind of come back to is like this thing that we say all the time is that in the playoffs you need luck.
Absolutely, and I think we should all I think we all have a little story about this was the first week of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm in multiple leagues and all that. I've got four important leagues going, and 2 of them I've got buys. I didn't have to worry about this last week, right? And then in 1 I had to work my way in because I got 3rd. And I was like, okay, and I won that one, great. The other one, my main money league, it's my highest dollar league, in first place the entire year. Went 12-2. had the point lead by multiple hundreds of points, like absolutely untouchable. And because it's a 16-team league, there are no buys in this league. So I have to play it's 2 8-team divisions. And in my 8-team division, I have to play the number 4 seed, who slipped in there with a record of 7-7. This is the guy I bet money on, by the way. With the
Side bet?
Side bet.
Oh, boy.
Won $1,000 off this guy already, right? And I'm like, I've got him crushed. Like, his team is horrible. He beats me by 1 yard. 0.1 points in most scoring formats. 1 yard. It was 1,776 to 1,777. Just like
Brutal.
I want to puke. I still want to puke. Like I won this league the first year I was in it, and I haven't won it since. And it's bugging me because I should win this league every year. I feel. I dominate it every year, and then something stupid like this happens, and it just happened again, and I'm just absolutely heartbroken. So if any of you guys are heartbroken out there for what should not have happened in your fantasy league, I feel for you. But leaving on that, you guys got to have a story about, like, you guys played each other this week.
I mean, it was ugly.
What happened?
And I'm honestly just to me this is progress. Making it to the playoffs and actually getting one win is actually progress for me. You know, because I joined what I consider a pretty tough league with no experience. You know, like I'd never played a league before in fantasy, so it could be just frustrating year over year. But it doesn't feel that way this year. I can't believe like I managed to go as far as I do, averaging like 130, points. A game, not really like getting more than that. Just
and
like
you did it by. You were
working.
working the waiver wire all year long. You were hard to trade with, but I think you made 1 or 2 trades though, right?
Yeah, and they didn't even
And
work to
then
my
he
benefit.
never played him. He played him one. He played
out.
the only week he played him. He got hurt.
So it was just like, and I think that's more like hold to your guns, kind of strategy. I still had plenty of my fob, like you guys mentioned, and I don't know. I think I'm going to come back stronger next year. And I'm talking like I'm out because I think I will be out.
Well, who are you playing this week?
Yeah, he's playing. Well, he's playing against JSN, so he's behind a little bit right now.
Well, if you just look at the first half, he's doing
but he
great.
has Stafford, so it was a good start.
Oh,
Stafford
well,
and
then you're, dude.
I'm
and-
doing okay.
Yeah.
But I don't have like a bunch of like ones on my team, so
I got to take a look here.
That's true. Like, I mean, he has Amon St. Brown, and
Who put me out of the playoffs last week? So guy's pretty good.
He's pretty good. I mean, DeAndre Swift should have a good weekend.
and I picked up some
I
players.
thought Swift was out.
He's questionable right now.
Last I saw, he's out. Let me double check that.
And it's like, man, I got a bunch of ones that
You just,
don't have anything to play for,
talking like a guy who's
this week. So it's kind of like, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Popped up on Wednesday. Ooh, that's bad. Thursday not being.
Yeah, it's still just questionable.
Okay. I would plan on not having him. Honestly,
He has-
it doesn't look good.
He has AJ Brown,
Well, which is great.
so yeah, it's good.
I'm just saying, be careful of Swift. I wouldn't count on him beating there. You want to have a plan
He's got
B
Audric
just in
Estime
case.
and Brees Hall.
Oh, dude, that's great.
But they don't have anything to play for.
Who?
Brees Hall.
Oh, Brees Hall has to play for a contract.
Exactly. He's not going to play for the Jets next year.
Yeah.
Everyone's made
He's
that clear.
auditioning.
Both sides have made that clear. So
Yeah.
Brees Hall is like, here's how much talent I have, people.
Mm-hmm.
Pay me money.
Yeah, and they're still starting Brady Cook.
Yeah,
I mean,
JSN didn't score anything the first half. So
No.
it's
it's interesting.
Exactly.
But then he went off at 23 points.
Yes, in another league, I'm playing against JSN.
With what you got out of Stafford and your defense already, like that's a good start. That's a good start to the week. You're looking pretty good.
Oh yeah, dude, you're in a good spot. I mean,
You guys are welcome for knocking Puka out of the playoffs.
hey, appreciate that.
Yeah.
So is there anything looking at my bench that you might change?
Let's see.
I picked up a couple players.
I didn't see anybody available that was worth mentioning.
Put on my bench.
Well, I mean, to change.
I might put Gadsden in instead of Kincaid.
I don't think so.
Wasn't there something going on with Kincaid?
If I did that, I'd move Hall up, and bench Estime, and put him as flex. If I did that, which is I have considered.
So who would you be sitting?
Estime.
Crazy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know, man.
He's playing against the Jets, and he got the number one spot.
And like I say, Ken's been on me about this because I'm not a big fan of the third string running back coming in and
We
getting
talking
the
about Estime
opportunity.
here? Yeah, it's just opportunity.
Yeah, it is opportunity, and so, but like if I had a chance to not play him, I would.
So
but
like
I don't know if I would
rather
for a
be.
tight end,
So to me, Estime is like right around either of the Pittsburgh running backs. Like I think I'd rather play Estime than play either one of those guys this weekend, and it's right about RB20. So it's not terrible.
And you're saying that because Detroit's really good against the run?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna disagree on I disagree on both of those, but not by a lot. You know what I mean? I do agree with the Pittsburgh running backs again with a bad matchup. You're right. They're 10-point guys.
Yeah.
And that's not great. So
I'm using him more as a ceiling play.
Yeah, and he does have a ceiling. That's for sure. Because he's gonna get work.
I don't think Gadsden's gonna get the work, and they're going against Dallas, who's pretty good against tight ends.
So
yeah, I was thinking instead
Dallas is just so soft against the run, and like they have been lately. It's weird because they got so much better.
But they're going
right when Quinnen Williams
Jets.
joined the team, and then the last 2 weeks they've just been horrible. They haven't been able to stop anything, and Williams did get hurt, but I think that the Chargers are going to be able to run the football, and I don't think they really want to pass the football right now.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why. So I don't want to start any Chargers pass catchers.
And honestly, I have to start Allen.
And which is terrible because they're playing against the Cowboys, and this is supposed to be like as somebody who drafted Ladd McConkey really high, like you've been counting on this. You've been looking at this for at week 4, you were licking your chops.
And Mechie keeps dropping passes. So.
And I wouldn't want to start 2 Jets. That's for sure.
Yeah.
For my playoff life, I would not want to start 2 Jets.
Or one.
Brees Hall's fine.
No,
Brees Hall's fine.
Brees Hall is going to get the
that's
work,
fine.
and he is talented. But
yeah.
But even then, you're not expecting a big number out of him. Just because
he's not like
the offense is so bad.
Yeah, his ceiling is more like 25 than it is 40.
Yeah, that's the tippy top of his ceiling. Yeah.
Right.
So on to the Homer Minute. The Rams played last night, and I'm watching that.
Boy, did they! Jeez.
And where the mistakes were made, or like some of the mistakes that were made in the first half. I'm like, yeah, it's raining, and then the whole 2-point conversion that happened. I'm not making excuses. I'm just, if anything, I'm saying
that was one of the funniest plays I've ever seen in my life.
If anything, I'm saying
the 2-point conversion.
Oh, that that was casually picked up and became a good 2-point conversion.
I mean,
it's just so
the play,
silly.
right? Finish the play.
Zach Charbonnet.
That's why you do that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's why you pick up the ball. That's why you land on it.
But he was
That's
so
why you
casual about
but
it.
he did it.
Everybody knew it was
the right thing to do. You pick it up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so he scored 2 fantasy points for his managers. Right there.
So like,
good man.
I'm not making excuses. What I'm saying is like, they can't be making stupid mistakes like that. You know what I mean? Like, if they want to be a championship team,
they had a couple of failed fourth down.
Failed fourth down conversions
where they could have kicked field goals.
They went like the first 6 points were 2 field goals, and it was like they went away from what they were doing, which is, and we talked about this last week. Like usually they dump some passes, like they take some shots even within the 5 yards, and they didn't in either one of those drives. They just handed it off.
And honestly, they looked good doing it. There was just
what's up, Jason?
Like they didn't quite get there on one play or another. Honestly, I feel like the Rams dominated that game. The Rams completely should have won that game. The only reason Seattle stayed in that game is like lucky plays, lucky circumstances.
They're also a good football team.
Little,
They're a good football team.
Not saying they're not. But I watched that game last night going, the Rams are dominating this game. It was just lucky plays here and there, or a break play by Ken Walker. Maybe that's not lucky, it's just Ken Walker. But what, 2, 3, 4 times? I mean, like...
I didn't catch who it was that was talking about it from Seattle this morning. Somebody on the defensive side. But he said that the Rams were feeling themselves in the game, and they started trash talking during the game, like the game was over, and motivated some of the Seattle players, and so like I don't know, the way that he was talking made it seem like it wasn't just like one guy, that it was like a kind of a widespread thing. As a team, the Rams maybe got a little cocky in that game before it was over, and didn't put them away. And it's crazy how momentum can shift in games, because like that punt return by Shaheed just really just energized their team,
because it gave them a chance.
Because they were moving the ball all night, and then something would happen. And Darnold would throw a pick or fumble the ball. They were snake bitten all night long, but they were able to move the football, and when they did get close, they scored.
So we got a lot of
that was the difference. That was the major difference in the game.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to some questions. Shoot, I didn't know.
Yeah, you guys should
Let's
have
win some
your
championships,
iPads so
dude.
you can read them.
I
You
forgot
didn't bring
my
it?
iPad.
All right. So first up, here we go. And I will put the question in our text chain for you too, Brian, so you can read it on the text chain.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Come on.
And while he's doing that, guys, like, please, we encourage the questions. Anybody, like, Farm, if you're out there, like, if you have a couple of questions, I know you're always asking me, and I love answering. Another time, like, if you got something else, like, this is the time to ask. Anybody else out there, guys, please ask questions. We'd love to answer them, and we will get to every single one.
All right, so here's the first one up. Since Puka got me 46, I need safe starts. Start 5, 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver, 2 flex, Rico, Hampton, Vidal, Pollard, Monange, if Swift misses. It's funny because I'm starting Estime. Tetera, Wando Robinson, Shakur.
I like, so 5 of them, I like Hampton, Pollard, Tet, Wandale, and probably Estime over Shakir.
I wouldn't overlook Monangai.
Rico, I'm sorry, I missed Rico. Rico, not Monangai. I don't. If Swift plays,
Swift is questionable, and I heard something earlier.
If Swift doesn't play, Monangai is an easy one
right.
to me over Teteroa McMillan, and you can just play. You have to play 1 wide receiver. Yeah, so if you only play 1 wide receiver, it would be Wandale to me. And then I would just start a bunch of running backs: Rico, Hampton, Pollard, and then Monangai if he plays, or if he gets all the work, and then Estime if he doesn't.
Because running backs are always the safer option.
Yep, they are. Especially this time of year.
If you're looking for safety, that's the running backs, and you are lucky enough to have Puka. And
then if you're looking for a ceiling play, like you want your receiver to be playing indoors. This time of year.
Yeah, especially this time of year. You're right. So. I don't have much to disagree with there. I mean, you said Robinson is the number 1 receiver. Yeah,
Wandale.
No, absolutely.
All right, next one. Start 1. Warren, 67-year-old quarterback, but good matchup. Okay. Waller, no Tua. Loveland, Rome, and Burden out, but K-Met is playing. Or Schultz, already starting Nico, but opponent has CJ, so I can double block him.
All right. Let's see. Honestly, Schultz and Nico, I would not be afraid of right there. Warren is just way too scary right now. Waller, way too scary right now. Loveland, I actually do like.
Waller is playing against the Bengals.
Still,
it's at home against the Bengals.
And who's the quarterback?
It's going to be Quinn Ewers.
I know.
Could be an upgrade over Tua.
It could be. I wouldn't bet on it, but it could be.
I wouldn't either. I'm not a Ewers fan at all.
Exactly. And this is playoff time, so I mean, you need safety. So I mean, Warren.
To me, safety Schultz.
Warren and Waller are just no way. It's either Schultz or Loveland, and I think Schultz is even with the worst matchup. I think Schultz is the safer play. Mm-hmm. But if you want a little bit of ceiling, I wouldn't be scared to go Loveland there because Loveland is going to get work there, especially with what's his name out there.
Well, both of them, Burden and Rome.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's Rome.
No Burden, no Rome.
So Loveland or Schultz, leaning towards Schultz for ultimate safety. But if you want some ceiling, go Loveland.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, next up, start one. Burrow, he got the Chase stack, or Brissett, Goff, Shaw, Mariota, Love, Rodgers. Another league, it's same start one, same options as before, but Bo Nix, Caleb, and Trevor in this one.
All right, let's see. Start one. Love
I
the
kind of like
Chase stack.
I kind of like Goff at home. I like Goff or Rodgers, honestly.
Rodgers? You're putting Rodgers in that group?
I think. Well, I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball very well, and I do think they're going to be able to score.
Yeah, but Rodgers just isn't going to put up the big numbers that you're looking
It's
for.
going to be huge. I'm talking about like
Right, but I mean, like you're looking at
but
Burrow and Brissett. Like
I don't. After last week, I don't know if I want to start Burrow. Like and everything that's going on. Like if Higgins plays,
Brissett has scored.
If Higgins plays, I want to start Burrow.
Okay.
If Higgins does not play,
Which I think we can assume he's not playing.
Yeah, I don't want to start Burrow.
He's not playing.
I don't want to start Burrow right now.
Okay, and I can see that, but I still do. I still have confidence in Burrow. I think he's going to come out there and be.
You've been kind of on Burrow. He came back and had one good game.
I've been on Burrow.
I know, but he was
he looked
Stafford
good.
or Burrow. Stafford or Burrow. There's that.
Well, and it was a question.
Yeah.
They scored the week
question.
that was the big question.
That
They
was-
scored
that was the
exact
only
same-
week- that was the
same,
only
yeah.
week.
Hindsight's 20/20, obviously. But,
Yeah, I mean last week.
but
the
it
only-
was a legitimate question. Like
well, and that week they
in the
tied
fantasy
basically.
community at large.
So
Yeah,
they're within a point of each other. But here, like I say, for me, it'd be between Burrow and Brissett. Honestly, I'd lean Burrow for the upside, especially with the Chase stack. I guess it depends. If you're a big favorite, maybe I go Brissett because Brissett has just been the steady
Goff
Eddie.
at home.
Yeah,
He's a Steelers fan, so you have to take what he has to say against Goff this week with a grain of salt.
Goff can still score. They scored 30-something
At
points on
home.
the Rams.
Dude, I'm not saying he's a bad one, but I'm saying
at home
Brissett
he's excellent.
and Burrow are both better options.
Burrow's
Goff-
got some
absolutely
skunk
better
games.
options.
Burrow's had.
Look
some
at what
skunk
Goff has done the last month.
games. We'll move on while
I'm
you're looking at
looking
that.
He's just he's getting it done.
Jason wants to let us know that he's pissed. He started Kyrene over Terry or Hampton, and did I make the wrong move? Now I hope Terry and Hampton don't pass 11 points. And you know what? I don't think you were here last week, Jason.
I'm in a
So
I'm in
you
a
didn't
league.
drop in and say, hey, what should I do here?
I'm in a league where I'm trying to lose, for draft picks, and I started Stafford against the Seahawks last night over Bryce Young.
Because you're trying to lose. Okay, I was like, wow.
Yeah, I started Stafford at the Seahawks last night over Bryce Young, who's got the 32nd ranked Tampa Bay defense to play against, while he's also competing for a division championship. And I thought I made the right play. And so it's just like that's just how it is sometimes. You don't know exactly what's going to happen. I think Kyron was probably the right play. I would have been happy to start him last night.
And what was the other Kyron or?
He's got Hampton.
He said start. About the piss thing.
Terry. It says who's Terry?
Scary Terry, I'm assuming. Clark.
Started Kyron over Terry or Hampton. So he had Terry or Hampton.
Yeah.
He could have started.
So that sounds like a flex.
Is your choice horrible? No.
Well, it sounds
no,
like your
that's-
mistake was that you have him in the flex on Thursday.
That is true. And that is something you need to think about. Like if you're going to start somebody who's you're not sure. Like, but if you start them early, you start them either as a running back or a wide receiver. That way you have more flexibility with who you can start in the other positions.
I would,
So.
And he's got to start 3. I would start.
Okay, so here we go. So we're on that one. Start 3. Barkley, Javante, Sutton, Terry, Hampton, Mike, and Carter.
And I would start Barkley, Javonte, and Hampton.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that was a pretty
yeah, that's
easy
a
one.
quick one.
All right, next question. Need to drop 2 to activate London and to get a defense for the week 17. So he needs to drop 2. Brob, Algier, Mike Carter, Vidal.
Rob. Who's Rob?
Scared to drop Brob or
B-Rob?
Tyler just in case Bijan or
B
CMC
Rob
get
is
hurt.
B Rob is Brian Robinson probably.
He also has Hampton with Vidal.
Okay.
Algier, Mike Carter, Vidal. I don't think you can play that way right now. Algier is like if you got stuck and you had to start, somebody. Algier is somebody that gets more work. So
Agreed.
I would get rid of Robinson probably.
For sure.
And the other guys, they're too valuable currently. Like Robinson's not doing anything, so that's the guy that I would drop.
Well,
He's
but we
dropped
have to drop
two.
2. So
That's first, and then the second one is probably just Carter. I probably just don't want any part of the Cardinals rushing
yeah,
attack.
no, you've
right
got
now.
better options. Don't mess with it. Yeah, you don't want Carter.
And last questions from that we have so far in the queues from Dave Flynn. I'm not sure if Dave is the first time or second time here. He's got quarterback Brissett, wide receiver 1 is Pickens, wide receiver 2 is Sutton, running back is Cook, running back 2 is Henry, tight end is Pitts. Flex is M.
Michael
Wilson,
Wilson,
kicker is Panero, defense is Eagles, and then his bench is Dowdle, BTG, Reed, T. Warren, Estime, Bryce Young, and he's projected to win by 6 right now. I'm not sure what the question is.
I think he's just flexing. Good job, bud. No, I like you taking advantage of Brissett. It's funny how many leagues have not taken advantage of Brissett.
Oh, he wants overall lineup advice. So is there anything on the bench that you might move?
No, nothing flashed to me. BTJ, I'm not messing with. Dowdle,
No.
I like your running backs in there that are
Like
better.
quarterback is questionable, I guess. But Brissett's been doing. Oh, well,
love
Bryce
Brissett,
Young
man.
has had some really good weeks.
No, but Brissett
He's been
is
playing good
22
football.
points
I'm
every
just
week.
saying. Well, Tampa Bay is the absolute worst defense against quarterbacks.
Eh?
32nd. It
All
does
right,
not,
so
it
if
does
you're
not get
saying
worse.
one thing to consider, that's
That's
the one.
That's the only thing I'd be considering, and I would probably just lean Brissett
I would
because he hasn't not been a top 12 quarterback.
And it's projected to win by 6, so he's
Yeah.
not trying to hit that lightning
Right.
in a bottle.
Yeah,
He
right,
just
right,
wants to
right.
be steady.
Yep.
So,
So Bryce
I
Young
like your
outscores if Bryce Young outscores Jacoby Brissett by anything less than 10, whatever.
exactly.
So do you two want to do a Homer Minute, or should we get to the games?
I'm wearing my Homer Minute, sir.
Minnesota.
Explain.
Does this need an explanation?
A little bit, I
Really?
think.
Does it?
I think the Dallas fan wearing the Minnesota jersey.
So to be
needs a-
honest with you, I spent I said this last night when the game went to overtime. I'm just gonna start watching games at halftime, and seriously it's kind of a joke, but I didn't start watching the Cowboys game until halftime because my son had wanted to play some Fortnite, and so I was willing to play with him. And I also just had this like sinking feeling,
She didn't want to watch this.
that I
game.
didn't want to watch this game, and I didn't.
Fair.
I really didn't. And the thing we really underestimated how much losing Tyler Smith, the left tackle, was going to affect the offense. Because they've started a couple of different guys at left tackle now, and it's been bad. It's been really, really, really bad. The Cowboys aren't like George Pickens completely fell apart for fantasy teams, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that Dak's not able to stand back there and look farther than just
We see
one
you,
read.
Epic. We'll get to your question here in a minute.
And so it's time to shut it down. I'm actually worried that they'll win this weekend because it would be better if they just lose, from here on out.
All right, next question.
Wait. Sorry, quick pause. Wow, your son made some great cookies.
Yeah,
dude.
these are cool.
I'm gonna steal one of those, take it home to my daughter, and be
Absolutely.
like, "Look, this is what he can do. You need to do better. Come on now." Because that's great. That's really good.
All right.
But before you work on doing better, make these.
So next question. Hey guys, PPR wide receiver 2 and Fleck. Maybe that's flex. With M. Wilson, DK, Evans, Pittman, and Sutton. Puka is wide receiver 1. Is my wide receiver 1. So he needs a wide receiver 2 and a flex. I think that's what the question is.
So 2. So start 2, and I would start Mike Williams and I think
Wilson, you
DK.
mean? Wilson,
or Mike
right?
Wilson.
Yeah.
I was like,
Because Wilson's been great.
yeah, Michael Wilson, and then probably DK over Evans. Like that, but that's the choice to me. Is between DK and
Rodgers
Evans.
has been throwing to him a little bit more too.
Well, and Puka's is wide receiver 1, which means he's got a lead going into this.
Yeah.
And so I think the safer play is DK there. Evans really surprised me by coming out with so many yards and so much attention last
It
week.
is
That really
interesting.
kind of shocked me that he came out right off the bat and
He
had that
played
much
really
action.
well. He
Yeah.
looked really, really, really good. And so I think I actually kind of disagree with your assessment of DK being the safer play. I actually think Evans is the safer play. I think, but the Steelers are going to have to score points, period. So this is going to be one of those games where you expect DK to get like a high amount of targets. Like it should be amongst the highest amount of targets he gets all year. And DK, anytime he gets 7+ targets, is pretty money.
Agreed. But here's the thing: is our tight ends have been getting so many
know.
targets to take away from him
Yeah.
that it does make it a little bit scary there. Like especially with
But
this
Detroit's
matchup.
bad against receivers.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Especially with this matchup, you know
And
he's going to get
Carolina's
4 or
actually
5.
pretty good. Carolina's actually been pretty good against receivers, and so that's the
And
thing.
Aaron Rodgers
And
is
so-
going to the open guy,
and
he's
so I
he's
think-
actually been very good.
And so while I think DK could end up being like 4 for 60, you know, and I think Mike Evans will be better than that. I think Mike Evans, you're going to get a solid 12 points as like a baseline. Like I really think Mike Evans is at the minimum like 6 for 65, 6 for 70, something like that.
Okay.
And he's going to be a good bet to score because they're going to have opportunities to score, and when they get down there, they are going to be looking for Mike Evans first.
Epic wants to know if we think MHJ will affect Wilson.
Marvin Harrison.
No, I don't. They're going to have to throw the ball a lot regardless.
Yeah, no matter what, they're going to have a lot of air yards.
I
Period.
think it affects
And
whether or not he'll have
Brissett-
18 targets or 12.
For sure. But Brissett has had so much rapport with Michael Wilson at this point. Like, that is his main receiver. I expect if Harrison comes back this week, he'll be in more of a number 2 role than a number 1. I mean, he'll have the number 1 role in the offense because that's who he is. But I really see Brissett targeting Michael Wilson a little bit more. And it might even help him because now he's got somebody taking some of the main coverage away. And Michael Wilson has been great with the main coverage.
So Wilson did really well when Harrison first went down. Then Harrison came back for the game before the appendix burst, and looked much better with Wilson on the other side. So I think there's definitely room for both. I would just I'd play him with confidence. I wouldn't worry about that.
Okay, so do you got something you want to say about the Steelers, or you want to wait till we pull them up?
I'll wait till the game.
Okay, so first up, we got Saturday games now.
Yes, sir.
Kind of wish Saturday games would have started last week. You know, I was kind of like really feeling football, and I really was like, I wish I really had a game to watch. And that was probably because I was putting that freaking thing together. All right, so first game up is the Eagles at Washington Commanders. Eagles are -7, 44.5 is the over/under, -340 if you're betting on the Eagles, +270 if you're betting on the Commanders.
I don't see a whole lot of reason to be betting on the Commanders at this point. They've tucked it in. I mean, they're tucking it in for next year. They're resting their quarterback. McLaurin is still out there, so I mean, I guess he's viable. But even then, you know, he's not getting great targets from Mariota.
Did he end up getting a deal? I don't remember.
He did.
He did. Okay.
He did. He did get a deal, and then promptly got hurt right after that. So
Good job,
yeah.
Terry.
So like Terry, you can start, but honestly, I don't think there's anybody else you can start on the Washington side that I can think of.
You wouldn't
Nobody
want
you want to. I
No.
mean, ugh.
And then on the
Especially
other
not
side, it's really just Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, and Barkley. Well, and Goddard. You can start Goddard.
Yeah, got it.
It
I'm
was
happy to start Goddard.
It was last week that I started the Commanders over the Giants, right? That happened last week, or was it the week before? Because I lone wolfed that. Feel pretty good about it.
Oh, did
you were like, wait, hold on. Why are you picking the Commanders? But I am picking Eagles.
Yeah.
I didn't think the Giants were a better team. That was not why I picked the Giants last week. If you go back and check the tape, you'll hear me say this is exactly where the Giants screw their fans.
Yeah,
They-
yeah.
they-
no, yeah,
they-
you're
like,
right.
they've
You still
done
picked them, but yeah.
Right, they've done, and so good on the Giants for not screwing their fans this time. But they've done that repeatedly over the last few years, where they've won games at the end of December, and just all they've done is move down the draft board. So I saw this statistic: the Giants have not had the number. So they currently have the number 1 pick.
The Giants do?
The Giants do, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And they have not had the number 1 overall pick since 1965.
Huh.
It's actually a pretty good record.
And they didn't take Gale Sayers. Idiots.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a moment to my own horn. Like I had like 3 lone wolf picks last week that landed. And I was
Oh,
just
that's
like,
great. Yeah.
Dude, you've been hitting them all year long, man.
It's just great because it's not luck at this point, right? You can't say that it's luck.
No, you had a great your year has been really good.
Too bad
Which
there's
is
no
kind of
man
funny because we've each kind of had a year that we dominated, I think, in the picks.
Oh, I looked up the picks. I'm beating all the experts right now, like by a margin of like 5.
Oh, dude,
I did look that up. I
You
was
have
like,
been on
yeah.
fire.
I
Like,
knew I wasn't having a terrible season, but I'm behind. Because I'm way ahead of those guys.
Yeah.
But I'm still behind by like a whole week.
All right. So next up is Packers at Chicago Bears. We all win Eagles.
We all
by the
win
way.
Eagles there.
Packers at Chicago Bears. Packers are plus 1.5. Over under is 46.5. Plus 105 if you're beating the Packers. Minus 125 if you're beating the Bears.
Oh, poor Micah.
I just can't believe in the Bears. I don't know what it is, but I cannot believe in the Bears, man. I mean, they're going to make the playoffs this year. I mean, and I guess they're a playoff team, but
Are you just jealous that your coach doesn't take his shirt off in the locker room?
I did not see that. And no, I don't.
Apparently, it was some sort of like not a bet, but like he won a bunch of people like hot dogs or something like that by doing it. It was something.
Good on him.
Yes, it was not done just to be.
If
be
I could win
ridiculous,
people hot dogs by
but
taking off my
he
shirt
won-
right
yeah,
now,
Right. Yeah.
let's do it.
Ask me about my wiener. Watched that movie recently. Still hilarious.
Which movie is
That's
that?
Accepted. You've never seen Accepted?
No, I've never
even
seen
heard
it.
of it.
You've never really?
Yeah.
Jonah Hill, Justin Long. Oh
No, I
man,
don't know
that
it.
movie's so.
It sounds like
good.
the movie that needs to be on the queue. And is it an older
what's her
movie?
face?
Is it like-
Ryan Reynolds'
Sounds like
wife
it.
is in it too.
were they coming up actors back
Yes.
then? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was like
That's what it sounds like.
2005-ish. Something like Jonah Hill was nobody at the time. This is like I think this one was like just before the one that made Jonah Hill famous, which was
Superbad.
Superbad. Yeah, just before Superbad.
Okay, so Brian does not like Chicago. Sounds like he's going Green Bay. What do you got, Ken?
I am going Green Bay.
I'm gonna go with the Bears actually. Like I really think
too.
it is a huge deal that they lost Micah Parsons last week. That's big.
Yeah, and I'm going Bears.
The Bears were close to getting the job done in Green Bay.
Now this feels like an offensive game to me. Like it feels like there's going to be an offense. A lot of. What
Good.
did
I
you
need
say the
to score a
over/under
lot
was?
of points. 44.5.
Do we know?
No,
that-
46.5.
Okay, decent. I honestly I thought it'd be closer to the 50 range. I thought this would be. In the
I actually
50s.
think it's gonna be a lower scoring game.
Really.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because
Don't say that. I need Swift to score a bunch of points.
so because Green Bay's so banged up on their side, and then the Bears are missing a bunch of pieces in the passing game this week. So I think it's gonna be a heavy ground game, and it's just gonna be a matter of which team is able to punch
Honestly,
through first.
if you remember, Green Bay was supposed to be one of the best defenses in the NFL this year before they got Micah Parsons.
Right.
So,
But they also traded Kenny Clark away, so that was which is a part of that. The Bears were able to run the ball on them the first time, so I think that's going to be the name of the game. I don't think it's going to be that high scoring. I think 24 points actually wins this game. That it would honestly surprise me if it's more than that.
All right, now
So
we're
wait-
out of.
let's do a hat bet on this one on the over/under. I'll take the over.
Okay, so you're asking me to set an
No, I'm saying we'll take the line.
It's 46.5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, so
I'll take the over.
well, no.
This is the Vegas line.
So I did say okay, yeah, that's fine. I did say 24 points gets it done. That's fair. Yeah.
Cool. All right, hat bet.
All right.
I'll take the under. You take the
If you
over.
don't know, that means the loser has to wear that next week. So if they're wearing that, you know they're wrong.
And Brian, you're taking the over.
Yes, please.
Okay. You guys do a pretty good job remembering your hat bets, but I'm gonna write it down. Just
I'm
in case.
comfortable.
Oh no, please do write it down.
It's early in the night.
Yeah. So next up, now we're moving into Sunday. Buccaneers versus the Panthers. Buccaneers are -3. Over under is 45.5. -148 if you're betting on the Bucks. +124 if you're betting on the Panthers.
I'm going to pick the Panthers because I just can't, in good conscience, pick the Buccaneers to do anything.
I thought for sure you'd pick the Bucks.
I want to.
Yeah.
I want to.
I know you want to.
But
yeah.
man,
thought you would.
if you watch that game against the Falcons,
They look hapless.
if you've watched them over the last month,
They look bad.
They've looked terrible.
They really
They've
have.
fallen off, and
They've
Carolina's
completely fallen off. They just don't.
Carolina
They feel like a
is
team that doesn't
hot, cold. So it's a hard game to pick because of that, because Carolina just might not show up and somehow Tampa Bay wins this one. But no, Tampa, like if you're looking at it, Tampa has been completely cold, and Carolina has had flashes of being a really good football team.
more than Tampa Bay has this year.
Yes. Yeah, well, especially in the last 5 weeks. So, yeah, I'm going to take Carolina as well.
Okay. Next up is the
Did you take Carolina too?
Yes.
Okay.
Next up is Bills at the Browns. Bills are -10.5. Over under is 41.5. -675 if you're betting on the Bills. +490 if you're betting on the Browns.
Tough one to bet on the Browns here. Bills, after that second half last week, tough to bet against these guys. Like, they are on a mission right now.
That is the third time they've done that
This
year, where if you tune in the first half, like, oh wow, the Bills get smacked.
What's wrong? Yeah.
Yeah, the Bills are going to lose this game going away. But if you had watched up until then, you'd see that they weren't playing terrible football. The other team was just playing really well, and their defense wasn't able to stop them. That's happened. But their offense just keeps chopping wood all game long.
Yep.
And they are a machine. Like, eventually they figure you out, and you're just not going to stop Josh Allen at the end of the game. So you better score a lot of points.
Right at the beginning, yeah.
Well, no, throughout the game. You better just don't stop. If you want to beat the Bills, you just need to keep scoring. You cannot
Just
stop
put up 50.
scoring.
That should be your goal.
Yeah, that should be your goal. If you want to try and beat Josh Allen, you need at least 40. Because teams have scored 35 plus against him. Yeah. This is the third time. Well, they scored 30, 32 or something like that. But this is the third time a team has scored 30 plus points against the Bills, had them down by 10 plus points, and lost. This is a really good football team. I don't. To me, this is their year. This is
wow. Now they have been falling off a little bit too much. They've had too many mistakes, had too many bad games for me to be saying something like that. But are they better than Cleveland Browns right now? Absolutely.
Every team has their moments, and like me saying that, like right now, that something could happen really bad to the Bills. You never know, injuries and stuff like that. But short of an injury, I just can't. There's no way I'm betting against Josh Allen this year. He looks like he's a man on a mission. Nothing gets him rocked in games anymore. They've been down upward. They were down I believe it was 21-3 in the Bengals game, something like that.
Sounds about right.
It was bad. It was
bad.
really bad.
Yeah.
And then later in the game they were down almost 20. And if you just watch Josh Allen play, nothing changes. He just keeps coming at you.
That's why he's one of the best.
All right. Next up,
He's
we got
MVP.
Next up, we got Chargers at Cowboys. Chargers are +1.5. Over under is 50.5. +110 if you're betting on the Chargers. -130 if you're betting on the Cowboys. Chargers have been really slow to move. Yeah, they're real slow.
But they're the underdogs in this game.
I
That
feel
doesn't seem right.
like I said, I mentioned earlier the Cowboys left tackle situation. I really feel like people still aren't just they aren't aware that that's going on.
Yeah.
Because when you people they see based on. I've said this multiple times. I feel like there's a lot of people that are in the industry on television now that aren't actually watching the games anymore. And the way that the Cowboys get talked about week in, week out is, to me, is evidence of that over and over and over again. Because if you actually watching them the last couple of games, that is what's going on right now. What's wrong with George Pickens, what's wrong with Dak, what's wrong with the Cowboys offense in general is they don't have any time because their left tackle is on the shelf.
Yeah. Which is why Kansas City is out of the playoffs right now.
And
has
this
Mahomes
Chargers-
hurt.
and this Chargers
people
defense-
are underestimating how important that offensive line is.
Right. It's
If
like
you're going to have a winning team, you've got to have an O-line.
right. Like it needs to. I think that really needs to be a focus next year. Is like as we're going into drafting and stuff like that, is really paying attention.
Focus
to
a little more on the best O-lines.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And paying it all, and not even and like knowing how they're ranked going in, and then tracking their injuries, because
Because that's
did
not
you
done
see,
enough.
Did you
You're
see?
absolutely right.
So like Tua got benched this week, right? Did you see what Tyreek Hill said about it?
No.
He blamed Teron Armstead for becoming a podcaster, their left tackle that retired in the offseason.
Got you. If they actually had a left tackle, that wouldn't have happened. is what
And
you're saying.
well, and I've brought this up on the podcast. The Tua's numbers with and without Teron Armstead before this season were mind-bogglingly different. Like how poor he played without him and how well he played with him. And it is everything for your quarterback to be able to drop back, set his feet. Oh, number one's not there. 2. But when your quarterback is dropping back and trying to get the ball to number 1 and oh crap, it's not there, the next option is twirl around and hope to not get sacked. You know, that changes your offense.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on with the Cowboys right now. And I don't see it getting better with the Chargers coming to town. This is a team that has a lot of things still in front of them to play for.
Now, how hurt did CD Lamb get?
I'm not worried about CD.
So
Like,
CD's fine.
Yeah.
So are you? I mean, obviously you're playing CD. You're happy playing CD.
You can't get away from any of them.
What about Pickens? I mean,
You can't get away from them. If
you a
you're
little
still
scared of him right
if
now?
you have George Pickens and you're still alive in your playoffs, you're playing him. There's just you realize that right now. So
Well, if you have-
as bad as things have been for Emeka Ibuka, he's still a top 12 wide receiver.
That's surprising.
Well, so this season, it's like this was like this season. It feels like there's been a lot of like haves and have-nots because the reason being that there are so few startable assets beyond the top 10 at running back or wide receiver. It is bad once you get past 10. On both
I'd probably
sides.
put that number a little bit higher, but I definitely get
It's
your
not.
point. I understand
It's
what you
not,
like
because
it is.
you have guys like Lad McConkey at like 18, Justin Jefferson still at 20.
Yeah, no, there's definitely some tough ones like that.
and
that's for sure.
And for as bad as their seasons have been, they shouldn't be anywhere near that high. So like I'm actually based on just on the last month, I'll bet you AJ Brown is a top 10 wide receiver now on the season. And would you have said that you thought that AJ Brown could finish as a top 10 wide receiver this season
Like
4 weeks ago?
5 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, and the answer
it
is
would have
no.
been rough, yeah.
You would say no. You would just
Well, you would
expect
say
no.
that he's got the talent, so it's possible, but it's
You'd-
not happening, so you wouldn't bet on it.
And
Yeah.
the run that you'd expect him to have to go on to do it would be much more than. And he's been good. Don't get me wrong, he's been great, but you'd expect it to be more. But he's 10. He's number 10. I'm looking at it right now. He's number 10, and he has finishes this year of 101, 87, 94, 48.
Yeah.
And over the last month, like I said, he's been great. But we're
been
talking
great.
about wide receiver 5, 1, but then 17 and 30.
Yeah.
And that's good enough to be wide receiver 10 on the season.
So, a little bit of a side note here. I got to ask you. I in our dynasty league, I traded away AJ Brown. I wanted to.
Oh, I loved it.
Did
I
okay.
did. Yeah, I thought it was a great trade. Perfect.
Yeah, I got a first. I got a second. I got Blake Corum, and Danny Dimes.
And Daniel Jones.
yeah,
And
Daniel
Daniel Jones
Jones.
is going to start somewhere next year.
And this is a 2 quarterback league.
Yeah,
so.
this is a super flex, yeah.
So yeah, I was like, man, I think that's and I gave away Hunt as well from.
Yeah, it was
But
nothing.
to me, that's a throwaway.
Yeah.
that's
Kareem
nobody
Hunt's
I'm going
30.
to use this year. So garbage. So yeah, I felt like I did a good job.
No,
there.
it was a
Wasn't,
great trade. Did you see my Wandale trade?
You did get a little bit more for Wandale than you should have. I remember seeing that. What was it exactly?
Let me pull that one up. Let me pull that because that one I don't want to mess that one up. That one.
That was Dynasty as well, right?
Same league. Same
Yeah.
league.
Yeah, I feel like I'm building pretty well for the next couple of years in that league. I had a slow start because I bet on some Jets when we started, which was a big mistake, but it's getting better.
I got Xavier Worthy and a third.
Xavier Worthy and a third for
Wandale.
Wandale. Okay.
Yeah, Worthy's 22. He's a first round draft.
And he's a
pick.
good prospect.
And he has
that guy
Mahomes.
offered me Worthy too, and I was just like, no, I don't want Worthy. I just don't want that guy.
Him and I have actually traded Worthy back and forth.
Oh, really?
Because I traded him. So Worthy was part of the deal where I sent Baker Mayfield and Trey McBride, Trey McBride's had such a monster season. Poor bastard is not getting enough due.
Oh
my God,
amazing and going to be amazing for years to come.
Unbelievable, he's so good.
A friggin' beast.
It's freaking beast, yeah. And I knew he was. It's just that, like, for me, the reason I was willing to trade out on him was exactly what I thought was going to happen. Like, Kyler's done, right?
Yeah,
we're pretty sure like that, and that was what I thought
in Arizona.
Right.
He'll play somewhere, but
it might not even be football.
Oh, that's right. He is thinking about baseball.
We don't know exactly what he's going to do, but that was the thing. That was the thing I was most worried about. I did not foresee Jacoby Brissett coming in and being Ryan Fitzpatrick. Right.
Yeah. No, that's a great comp. Yeah.
And if that hadn't happened, like, where would McBride be? Like, because he was not this good with Kyler early in the season. He was good,
right,
but he went nuclear with Jacoby Brissett.
Yep. 9-day difference.
And he's super fun to watch. But anyway, I traded him and Baker Mayfield, and I brought back Worthy and Worthy and something and a few picks. And then in the middle, before Rashee Rice came back, and Worthy had a couple of good games, I traded Worthy to him for a first.
And now he's like, kick this garbage. That's funny.
And then I got him back and a third.
And how old is Wandale anyway?
Wandale's 24, 25.
He's that young.
Yeah,
yeah.
But Worthy's 22. Yeah. So it's like, I won on years and get the pick, and like Neighbors will be back next year, and so Robinson, and whereas like Rashee Rice, we still don't know if he's the
just such
one.
a sad year that Neighbors didn't get to play, but Neighbors and Jackson Dart next year should be a fun little combo.
Seems really fun. I'm excited about that in a couple of leagues.
All right, before you get to the next game, who needs a shot and who needs a beer?
I'll take a beer.
Beer?
I'm going to drive, so no more shots for me.
One beer, one shot. You got it.
All right. So next up, we have Bengals at Miami Dolphins. Bengals are minus 4.5. Over under is 47.5. Minus 218 if you're betting on the Bengals. Plus 180 if you're betting on the Dolphins. Is anybody betting on the Bengals?
No, I mean, you should be. Like Burrow, they have the quarterback advantage by a lot. We're talking about Burrow versus Quinn Ewers here, so yes, I'm going to take the Bengals. I mean, it seems
Burrow is a top 5 fantasy quarterback this week. Like, you should be looking to play Burrow this week. You really should. Sorry.
Yeah.
Who's the other team?
Miami
and Bengals.
Oh God.
At Miami.
Yeah, I'm all over Cincinnati. Stay away from Miami. Like, wait, I don't want to mess with that.
Just Achane. Like, you can't not start Achane.
Yeah, that's true, but I'd be nervous.
So my first lone wolf pick of
he.
No, I'm telling you, I would start him. I would absolutely start him. I'd absolutely put him in, but I would absolutely be.
So the thing is that Achane hasn't given you any of those, Jameer Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor CMC games where he's like 40 points, but he's just been the most consistent running back in football.
Great.
So you plug him in, you just don't watch, and then you look and then you check it later and you're like, oh, 20 points, thanks,
Cool. Yeah.
awesome. I don't know how you did that because the Dolphins lost 36-3, but it's been that kind of year where he catches the ball 7 times for 40 yards and has 70 yards rushing, and so he hasn't had to score a ton of touchdowns, but he does. I think he still has 10 or 11 touchdowns because the dude is just a fantasy machine. He's everything you want in a fantasy running back.
I'll be going Miami.
Interesting.
Ooh, nice.
That's interesting.
That means Miami's probably going to win.
Yeah, somehow.
The way the season's been going.
Somehow, yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of like
Quinn Ewers is going to ball out. He's going to throw 4 touchdown passes to Darren
300
Waller.
yards, yeah.
I've been wrong. Next up is New York Jets at the Saints. I didn't pull the game up. Hold on a second.
There are so many games between two teams that have nothing to play for this weekend.
Yes.
I was looking at the
made fantasy kind of hard.
Nature of the beast.
yeah.
And the Jets are plus 6.5, over unders 40.5, plus 230 if you're betting on the Jets, minus 285 if you're betting on the Saints.
Okay, so real aside real quick. The thing that I love the most about our setup with divisions is that you can mostly make the playoffs by dominating your division. So you can figure out like the people that you're playing against that in your division, how they draft and stuff like that, and play accordingly, right? And have an advantage against them. But the thing is, the schedule. It starts with your division, and it ends with your division. And to me, I don't understand why the NFL doesn't just do the same thing.
Well, they've kind of been doing that for the end, for sure.
But they don't. It's not every division is like that. Not every game at the end of the year, and it should there's no reason to not just do that at the end of the season. Like have the last 3 weeks just be division battles because those are the best games anyway. Like you get your quality like blockbuster interconference games and stuff like that throughout the season. Like you've already had Thanksgiving. Like you've had your big market games and stuff like that. So set those up for those times. But like when it comes down to starting the season, you kind of want to know who's good in the division, and you get a better idea if all the teams played each other right away. And then at the end of the season, you want them to have a chance to catch each other by playing each other. Right. And the thing and I always hate it when a team will play they'll play one division opponent like twice in the first 7 weeks or something like that, and then won't have played one of their other division opponents at all until like week 14.
There's probably something in there like it spreads injuries out or something like that.
Generally it has to do with traveling. That is actually
everything's AI now. Like the schedule
now
made AI for the last
year. They did
first year or
I think
second
this is
year.
the first year.
But they could write a rule in the AI and say like we want to start with division games and end with division games.
Right.
So
they
could write that
do
rule.
this.
And
first.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they wrote rules in there for their.
And that's the thing but they have so many variables to plug in. You know what I mean? The international games.
I do believe that is their biggest concern.
So many things
is travel time for teams, because that is the thing that is the biggest competitive disadvantage, is if a team ends up traveling like thousands of miles more than another team, they're hours behind.
I saw a stat that if a team travels from West Coast to East Coast and it's the night game, it's the evening game, they win 66% of the time because of the
home team does?
The time clock. No, the West Coast team does.
So not the home team, the West Coast team.
Because the West Coast travels to the East Coast and plays the evening game. They win 66% of the time.
That's interesting.
So West Coast travels.
So
well
49ers
to the
will win on Monday.
Possibly, yeah.
Huh? I'd never heard that.
Yeah, it's something about like your performance and your time in your body clock.
And so, is there any stats that you saw on East Coast traveling to West Coast?
No, it was because your body clock. So
there's more time.
But if there's less time, like you're losing those 3 hours time, because I know Pittsburgh, whenever they come out to the West Coast, they absolutely suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I don't know if that's a travel thing or if that's just a coincidence thing. If I'm the jinx, because whenever I go to a goddamn game, they always lose. I don't know what it is, but I mean, it seems whenever they come east, they always suck. And I've noticed that with other teams too. But I'd never noticed that West going east is actually better. That's interesting.
Yeah, apparently in the evening games, our body's peak performance time is between the hours 4 and 7. And it's still 4 to 7 when we're over there.
Nice.
And you're like ready to go down to sleep time is there.
I gotta remember that. Okay, that's a good one. That's a fun stat, guys. Remember that one.
Yeah.
So we called the Jets Saints. I'm going Saints.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Saints too.
Yeah, for sure. It
And
seems like the
I
Saints
think I
are
lone
playing.
wolfed the Saints last week.
Oh, did you?
I
And they
believe I
played.
did.
Who'd they beat? They beat. Oh, it was Tampa. They beat Tampa last week, right?
No, I'm sorry, it was Carolina.
Oh, Carolina. Okay, yeah, it was
Yeah,
somebody
they
they
beat
weren't supposed to beat.
they
and
beat
just,
Carolina.
like- yeah, Tyler Shuck's been playing better than expected.
You know what's interesting to me about him is that so he is 26, so he has played a lot of adult football,
right?
but most quarterbacks who have as little experience as he has aren't willing to just get back there and rip the football the way he does, and that's fun to watch. That's cool, and he didn't do that at first. When I was first watching him in the preseason, I was like, oh, I don't know about this guy. Like, he's got kind of a deliberate delivery, and he doesn't look like he's just, the game looks like it's a little too fast for him, and he's just getting back there and firing the ball and
He
taking
watched
off.
Rattler. He watched Rattler go out there and just like, this is how I'm going to keep my job, by just firing the ball, and he did for a while.
Yeah.
Like, he did better than expected.
And I still love Spencer Rattler,
Right.
And they might have two good quarterbacks, and that could be true.
But I feel like Shuck learned
Once
from
upon-
Rattler, like, hey, I need to go out there and throw like my life's on the line.
Once upon a
and not
time, Drew
throw
Brees
conservative.
was getting run out of town because the Chargers had just drafted Phillip Rivers, and they didn't know if they had either. They didn't know if they had a quarterback at all. And I'm just saying.
We haven't got to that game yet, but I
Just
can't
saying.
wait to talk about Phillip Rivers.
And Drew Brees is like 6 foot, being generous.
That's true. That's very generous, actually, from what I remember. Yeah.
So next up is the Vikings at the Giants. Vikings are -2.5. Over under is 43.5. -148 if you're betting on the Vikings. +124 if you're betting on the Giants. I almost feel like you should absolutely swallow the points and take the Vikings.
Yeah, and the Vikings are not really playing for anything, but like they're playing for J.J. McCarthy right now, if that makes sense. Like they're trying to prove that this guy can be a valuable
they're
quarterback
actually mathematically
for next year.
eliminated. I don't think they're mathematically eliminated yet.
Are you sure? What's
I
the
don't
record?
think so.
6-8, I think they are.
I don't think so because the
don't think
Lions
there's any
the
way.
Lions lost last week. The Lions have 6 losses, right? I'm pretty sure.
Lions are 8-6.
Yeah, and the Lions are still the 7 seed. So yeah, they're not mathematically eliminated yet.
Okay.
Just saying.
If they
like
win
the
out.
Cowboys still have a
All right.
1% chance to make it.
Do they really? I thought there were 0,
They can't make a wild card, I don't think, anymore.
but they can win the
They can
division
still win the division
Yeah,
if they
yeah.
win out and
Like,
Philly loses.
Philly
out.
loses out.
Loses out,
Okay.
I did see that, and we got an earthquake in California. Breaks away and takes out Seattle.
San
California
Andreas
floats
fault.
away with
Yeah.
half the team. I got you.
So,
Dude, the governor says we're going to secede, bro.
so Viking.
Yeah, I'm all over the Vikings.
Yes,
I think they're
Vikings.
playing to make sure that J.J. McCarthy is somebody that they can start next year. They really desperately need to figure out that answer, and I think they're going to do that in the next few games. So
And Justin Jefferson should have had at least a touchdown last week.
Yeah.
The ball went right through his hands in the end zone. I don't know if you saw the play that I'm
I
talking
didn't
about.
see that one, but
And like he ran a good route. He was open. McCarthy delivered a good football and went right through his hands. And what it looked like to me was the ball got on him faster than he expected. And that's a good problem to have.
absolutely they can figure that
They'll
out.
figure that out.
Yeah.
And so, it would really surprise me if J.J. McCarthy turns out to be a good quarterback. That would still surprise me.
All right.
But maybe he'll be serviceable for a while, like enough to where they don't have to immediately draft another quarterback.
And honestly, I feel like that's what Minnesota's looking for. Is they need a serviceable
You
quarterback.
got a coach like
because-
Kevin O'Connell. You don't need it doesn't have to be Josh Allen. Like he can win with a lot
And
of
if
guys.
they keep Brian Flores as the defensive coordinator, if they're able to do
If
that,
they're
which
able
I
to
think
do
they
that.
will, because he's kind of blackballed as a head coach right now, and so I think the Vikings have a really good deal on Brian Flores, and if JJ is any good at all, they are going to be formidable in the future.
Yeah, they just need to continue to build that offensive line around
sure.
McCarthy.
Yeah, because he's proven that he needs an offensive line or else.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Next up, a really fun game for me. Kansas City Chiefs at Tennessee Titans. Chiefs are only -3. Over under is 37.5. -170 if you're betting on the Chiefs. +142 if you're betting on the Titans.
So I saw whining on the internet this
I'm
week.
so invested in this game.
I saw whining on the internet this week. It's something to the effect of, if you're someone who's out there cheering for the Chiefs' demise right now, you're a bad person, And it's like, because like you should feel bad for Mahomes because he tore his ACL, hold on, and it's like there weren't people cheering when Brady went down week 1. Like, did you hear the stadium? Did you hear when he went down? It wasn't like, oh. No, there was a loud cheer.
Was there really?
When Brady went down?
That's funny.
Like he was obviously injured. Yes, at first there was
So
a
I'm
cheer.
not the
They got
only one?
quiet really fast, but no, there was a bunch of people in the league that were happy.
Yeah.
Brady had dominated them for 5-6 years
Absolutely,
at
man.
that point, and they were tired of it.
That's why I hate Brady. I respect him, but I hate him.
Right. And so like if the Chiefs, if you're expecting like some sympathy, like
No.
Tell you what.
take your lumps.
Picking
Like,
Titans.
Dude,
I'm picking Titans.
I am too.
Oh, really interesting. No, I'm actually not. I'll take the lone wolf because they're starting Gardner Minshew, and I love Gardner Minshew.
Gardner's interesting, but
He's going to go out there and he's going to wing it, and I don't think he's going to get outplayed by
but
Cam
he's
Ward.
got no offensive line.
I don't think it matters with Gardner.
None.
He's played with worse situations.
And for me, Titans, they're still playing like they want to win.
They are.
And Rasheed Rice is out.
I don't care.
He's got no targets either. Like, who's going to
He
throw
still got
to?
Kelsey.
I'm taking Tennessee.
I'll
Holy
take Titans,
crap.
too.
Yeah,
Like, I can't believe I'm doing that, but I'm definitely taking Tennessee. That's crazy.
that feels good.
And that was our last early game. Now we're moving on to the afternoon or midday games, depending where you're at. Atlanta Falcons at the Cardinals. Battle of the Birds. -3 for the Falcons. Over under is 48.5. -155 if you're betting on the Falcons. +130 if you're betting on the Cardinals.
I kind of feel like this is going to be like this one's going to be crazy like the game was last night. Like
I can see that.
Like if you told me a game was going to end 38 to
48.5.
37 in overtime this weekend, blindly going before last night's game, I would have guessed it was this one.
But the best news about this game, Drake London is back, baby. Oh, he's going to play again this year. My trade wasn't totally wasted.
Well, you got Hampton.
We'll see. No, and he's been decent.
Yeah.
And dude, if London and Hampton go off this week, I will just be like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
I will love it so much.
And you
needs
need
to
it
happen.
because they announced that Garrett Wilson will not be back at all
Yes,
this
I
year.
know. I'm about to drop him.
Sad times.
I'll go in Atlanta.
Several weeks ago.
No, and honestly, I don't think anybody disagreed with you. It was like, yeah, it seems like the way it's happening. And
I called it at the trade deadline because like they weren't willing to move him, and they were very quiet about bringing him back from his injury, and then they were very loud about him being a immovable part of the team, like a cornerstone piece of the franchise. And so it just didn't make any sense. It's like if London, it still surprises me. Like if the Falcons are gonna bring back London, because I don't see why. I don't know why you would do that. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But for fantasy managers, you need it.
Yeah.
Like this is where you need him because
So who are you going?
he should destroy the Cardinals.
So who
if
are
he
you going
plays.
with?
If London plays,
no, he is playing.
then
That's definite.
Then yes, I'll take the Falcons.
I'm going Falcons. Sounds like Brian's going Falcons.
I am going Falcons.
And also like the league that I'm still alive in that I don't really care about. I made a trade way back. I traded Pickens and CMC away, and I got Bijan and McConkey. And so this is the week.
It sounds like such an even trade. It's funny.
This is the week that was for, and because this is
Gotcha.
So like because CMC is away at the Colts, who were playing outstanding defense at the time.
Well, still are.
And
look at them last week.
Pickens has tanked and is playing at home against the Chargers. But and now McConkey hasn't been very good on the other side. But it's against Dallas, and this is so this was supposed to be. Yeah. Anyway, I already knocked out the guy that I traded last week.
Right.
With Higgins in my lineup.
Nice.
But yeah, I think Bijan is going to have an amazing game this weekend. Go Bijan.
So next up is Jacksonville Jaguars at the Denver Broncos. Jacksonville's plus 3.5. Over under is 47.5. Plus 150 if you're betting on the Jags. Minus 180 if you're betting on the Broncos.
I feel like this is going to be a wake up call for the Jags.
Oh, really?
It's going to be a wake up call for one of the teams. Like, honestly, like both of these teams seem very similar to me. Like, they seem like they are playing over their heads better than their records.
The Broncos have an incredible defense, though.
They do.
Like, they have a quarterback that just seems to figure it out right when you need him to, which is kind of all you can ask for. Because, I mean,
I could ask for more.
Well, you could, but if you look at the last couple of years, let's look at Patrick Mahomes, and just statistically, he's middling.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But is there anyone else you'd rather have, in the last 5 minutes? No. And so that's what you pay quarterbacks to do, is to get it done when it's time to get it done. Third down and in the red zone and when the game's on the line late in the game. And Bo Nix has been outstanding.
Interesting.
The Broncos have, just in general, have seemed to be able to take it to another level when the game gets into the fourth quarter. And I don't think the Jaguars are a team that can match that intensity.
I'm going Jaguars.
I know.
Well, and you've been on the Jags all season, and honestly, that's one of the reasons why you're so ahead in the picks, is because the Jags have been surprisingly good, and you've been picking them when nobody else has.
I made my AFC Championship prediction a couple of weeks ago, and it's Buffalo over Denver in Denver.
I can see that.
And
I'd be surprised.
I'd probably pick Buffalo in that
and
matchup.
this is one of those games that's going to earn Denver the home field advantage.
And honestly, this is a 50-50 game for me. This is a coin flip. I'm just really not sure which way to go.
Trevor Lawrence has been playing good football.
And I could see Denver winning if they get to him, but he's been playing very athletic.
I can see both teams winning. I can see
that Denver defense
see path
is so
to
good.
Victory for both.
They're so good, man. They got players all over the place. Nick Bodino is fun to watch, and then Surtain on the outside.
Yep,
sure. And then they've got those 49er vets, Hufanga and Greenlaw. They're a fun defense to watch.
And honestly, the last few weeks, the Jacksonville offense has been a fun offense to watch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Brian Thomas Jr. still doesn't seem to be really getting in there, but all of a sudden, Jacoby Myers is a badass.
The target volume,
and they
isn't
signed
what
him
you
for
want,
$60 million.
But for the amount of volume that Brian Thomas has been getting, he has been performing, and he's been looking much closer to late last year Brian Thomas.
He's
if
been
I
looking
had
like what
it,
we expected.
if you got to week 16 and you had Brian Thomas, to me that he is. I cannot think of 20 players I'd rather start than Brian Thomas this weekend. And I know he's playing against Denver. I don't care. I watched Terry McLaurin score 30 fantasy points against Denver. Christian Watson had a great game against Denver.
So who is Patrick Surtain on in this game? Patrick Surtain, who is he following?
I actually don't think that he does that often. I don't think Surtain's much of a follower.
Does he take one side of the field then?
He's I'm pretty sure that's how he plays. I'm
I'm
not entirely sure.
Yeah, I was going to say I heard a little bit different earlier, but I could totally be wrong.
I don't think you would do that with Jacksonville. But
basically, what I'm saying is, who was the number one receiver for Jacksonville?
In terms of moving the chains, the last few weeks, it's got to be Myers.
Well, it is Myers as far as that goes. But if you were the
that's
Broncos,
what I would do though.
That's the Broncos going this week.
That's what
who do you shut down? That's who you shut down.
That would
Myers?
be my priority. Yeah, my priority.
Interesting.
Would be Myers for sure.
Yeah, I think that's a big question this week. I don't
But
know
also,
what the answer is, but
so
I'm curious to see.
It's funny. It's interesting to me. It would be Myers, and the next guy that I would move to would be Strange. And
Before PTJ.
well, yeah, because Strange has been a real good security blanket, and he's a field. He is a middle of the field, just like exploder. He's very difficult to tackle, just one guy, and so he gets the ball in the middle of the field, and he just does chunks of damage.
Yeah.
So who you got, Brian?
I'm going to take Jacksonville.
Yeah. Next up, Pittsburgh Steelers at Detroit. Pittsburgh +7. Over/under is 52.5. +260 if you're betting on the Steelers. -325 if you're betting on Detroit.
Okay, Brian.
All right, we got the Steelers on the road here, and that defense has been playing better. So I'm like, all right, our defense has got a chance. And then TJ Watt is out with his lung problem. He got that punctured lung from, it sounds like acupuncture.
Yeah.
So
Dry needling is what they.
Acupuncture, that's what it is. My mom actually had the same thing. It's funny. She got a lung puncture.
He didn't do it to
thing.
himself. It wasn't like at home.
For believing in acupuncture.
I'm pretty sure he was at
doing that.
I'm pretty sure he was
football season.
No, I'm pretty sure he was at the facility.
Well, I was gonna say, like, some of these guys that were too. Have you ever seen? Was it Marvin Harrison or not Marvin? Harrison.
I know you're thinking of
my guy,
big guy.
Harrison. It's Harrison, but I can't remember his first name.
James Harrison.
Thank you, James Harrison. So if you've seen like him going into the acupuncturist, it is like stupid. They did a segment on it, like the news like went in and watched him getting the acupuncture because people didn't believe him as to how many needles he was taking into how many muscles. And one guy said he followed James Harrison into the acupuncturist and said, "Give me what James did." And he said he came out in tears, like absolutely bawling, crying, will never, ever do that again. So like James Harrison, like, and he swears by that acupuncture. Like that's how he recovered every week. That's how he was so great. So I don't know, man. I don't know if you're the guy that's crying afterwards or you're the guy that's, oh my God, that helped me get strengthened for next week. But acupuncture is a strange thing, and just
placebo
keep it away from
effect.
your lungs.
They've proven that the placebo effect works too.
Yeah,
That's true.
So
yeah, no, dude, I am not for or against it. I am skeptical of it, and I also like, well,
especially now.
yeah. Well,
I mean, how many people are going to continue to do that now? That
TJ,
like I say,
I was bringing it back.
Yeah,
Okay, I was bringing us
got
back.
you.
Jeez. So, yeah, I don't. So the thing is that the Steelers
picking
don't
the
have
Rams.
to win this game. The Steelers don't have to win this game.
Well, and good thing with TJ out.
It has no effect on whether they're still going to have to beat Baltimore, regardless.
And that's what it
Whether
comes
they
down
win
to.
or lose this game,
The
they're gonna
entire
beat
season,
Baltimore.
both sides
So,
basically comes down to that game.
I don't think that you're going to get the Steelers' best game this weekend, and I think the Lions are going to win.
I agree.
All right, and I'm going to take my Steelers here.
have to.
I do.
Armbound.
Oh, well, and
One time you didn't.
I don't.
But
That was years ago, and I learned my lesson.
Did we go over the Cowboy game already? We did, right?
Yeah.
So I'm picking the Chargers in that game.
Oh, you did pick the
Yeah,
Chargers.
as a Cowboys fan, I want us to lose. So that is that. Yes,
Okay.
I want us
Purposely.
To lose,
All
yes.
right, makes sense.
I would not be surprised if the Cowboys win because much like how the Giants screw their fans over, the Cowboys do too. By like
It'd be what you deserve.
There were like 4 years in a row where we were in contention for the division championship all the way until the final week of the season, and then lost and didn't make the playoffs. It was division championship or nothing, and so it is the Cowboys do this to their fans. They,
I might be the only person that's never broken the honor bound rule, even in.
You don't have to though right now. Like, you don't have.
Yeah, but I did when we first started. Like it wasn't
Not
like the Rams
really
were coming
though.
out the gate.
Like they were rebuilding a little bit like after the Super Bowl season, but again it wasn't like they were rebuilding with nothing. They were still rebuilding around Stafford and Kupp and Aaron Donald. So you still had a lot of things
Did
to
we
lean on.
start? Did we start our podcast, Stafford, already on the Rams? I don't remember.
Yeah.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we
It
got.
was that year. That was our
I
first
think
year, I
it
think.
was that year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
I
you
get-
got
I believe
the
that.
championship and yeah. That sounds right.
So next up, we got the Raiders at Houston.
Yeah, we watched the Super Bowl together, and Ray was at his house because he didn't. He
didn't want to leave his cave.
He wanted to be alone.
Yeah, well, I was at this dude's house for the game before that, and I was just
Championship game.
screaming my
The
freaking head off.
The NFC
And I
Championship.
kind of was like, I embarrassed myself, and I'm like, I obviously get that emotional. about
I
this.
was the same way when I went over to his place because his family, they're all so quiet. You know what I mean? And they're intensely watching the game, but everyone's quiet. And I'm like, I'm yelling at the damn TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I do too. No, I do too. Like I get like we'll be having a completely normal afternoon, and then all of a sudden you hear me like from like 3 streets away because of a guy that just like false started or something like that.
so
you know?
so we didn't hear it because he's hosting and he's cooking and he's doing this and
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? I get that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm gonna yell. I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna ask why the hell didn't he call this or why didn't this happen? You know,
I've
what I mean?
cursed out Dak so many times, like loudly.
My kids look at me
And I
like
love
I'm
Dak.
crazy, man. It's just like, why are you talking to the TV? But
So yeah,
worthwhile.
Raiders at Houston, 14.5 point spread. I read everything else. So over under 37.5 plus 850 if you're betting on the Ravens, minus 1450 if you're betting on the Texans, plus 14.5.
And so, in order for me to be correct about my
I'm picking Houston.
in order for me to be correct about my projection a few weeks ago that the Texans would win the South, and this is before Danny Dimes got hurt, the Jaguars need to lose at least one
Okay.
game.
So you're being consistent.
So
here.
so that yes, that's part of why I'm picking them to lose in Denver. Like it wouldn't totally shock me if they won, but
shouldn't.
but this Texans team to me is the best team in the AFC South,
Dude.
in the AFC South, and the third best team in the AFC behind Buffalo and Denver.
I wouldn't go that far, but
See, I was gonna say I'd put Houston above both of those, honestly.
Huh? I wouldn't. So
Like,
so
who are the best teams in the
in
AFC?
a neutral at a neutral site? I think the Bills do
Broncos
get the
and
best.
Bills.
Of the Texans, but to me, it's in the AFC. It's Bills,
Not in that order, but
Bills, Broncos, Texans, right now to me in the AFC, and then you have the Chargers. Because I would take the Texans over the Chargers, and then
I can see that.
and then after that it's Jaguars, and then whoever comes out of the AFC North.
Holy crap! What a strange year. Like I'm looking at the AFC, like
They
I
got
don't
to
wanna-
reset. They got to reset.
a
for that.
complete reset.
No,
like,
dude,
I
I
don't
told-
want to
no, I
pick any
told-
of those teams. And
so
I
when
think,
I- so-
think Houston might be the strongest of the
When
bunch.
I said that
That's
this was
crazy.
the Bills' year, there's no Mahomes, there's no Burrow, and Lamar Jackson
and probably no Lamar Jackson.
yeah. So things are lined up really well for the Bills, and Josh Allen, outside of the one game in Miami, has played just unbelievable football all year long.
If Rams don't make the Super Bowl, I'll go for the Bills.
I think the Bills
Get their
like,
first championship ring.
If they were going to falter, it was going to be last week.
And they almost did.
They got down 21 nothing.
And
That's
who
what
was
I'm
it
saying. They
against?
almost did.
And who was
New
it
England.
against? Yeah.
Yeah.
And New England's not making this guy's top 10.
And oh man, did you guys? So you guys don't watch it. You guys don't pay attention to as much social media as I do. I follow Barstool Sports and Dave Portnoy, who I think is
I follow his
hilarious.
pizza reviews.
I love his pizza reviews.
I
I
don't follow
love his
Barstool
pizza.
Sports.
Love his pizza reviews. And he posted when the Patriots were up 21 to
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that.
like it was the revolution, and it was amazing. It was so funny.
Oh, eat those
And then
words.
he posted 2 hours later, well, I guess I'm the asshole.
Yep.
and yeah, because it was funny too, because like in that 21 to nothing burst, Drake May was doing his Josh Allen impression. He was at like 9 for 11 or something like that for a touchdown, ran for 2 touchdowns. Just, it was like, okay, it's like, yes, Josh Allen, you've had a nice run. here's the new Josh Allen
Right.
in the first half, and then in the second half, Josh Allen's no.
Watch this.
You know,
Hold my beer.
Yeah.
You still haven't learned attrition,
Easy,
my boy.
Padawan.
Yeah.
Watch the Jedi Knight. You know.
I have the high ground.
Yes, I have the high ground. Don't try it. And so like when that happened, that was really it for me. I was like, how do they lose? Who's going to beat them? Who's going to keep like when it really matters the most? And so they lost that game on Thursday night a few weeks ago to Houston, and Houston's defense was really good. But if you remember, like at the end of that game, there was a point where like, oh yeah, Josh Allen's just going to win this. Where like he completed like a 30-yard pass to get down to the Houston 20 or something like that, and then to Houston's credit, they stood up, they played great defense, and they stopped him. But I don't think they'll be able to do that again. I don't think they'll be able to pull that off again. And if they have to, it'll be in Buffalo. It won't be in Houston.
Doesn't Houston have a better record? No,
they do not.
Oh, okay.
So
What
I'm
are their
going
records?
Houston on this game.
Buffalo's 10-4.
And
Houston's 9-5 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Maybe
it's
10-5
possible, but okay, I got you. Interesting.
Unless Raiders.
I expect Buffalo to win out.
Do you know the rest of their schedule? Like, is it an easy schedule? Or?
I could see them winning
I
out,
actually
though, at
do
this point.
think it's softer. 'Cause
Regardless
I
of the
remember
schedule.
As long as it's softer, like honestly, they've been.
schedule for the rest of the way.
Their defense is letting teams stay in, but
Yeah, they've kind of been unimpressive in a lot of ways. That's why I'm so.
It's the defense. It's not unimpressive fantasy wise on offense, but statistically, team wise,
Right.
yardage and points, no, they're right up there. Bills, they're at Cleveland, then they're home to Philly, home to New York Jets. So yes, I expect them to win out because Philly's not going to have anything to play for after this week. They won't.
Philly's done after
They won't
this?
be able to move up seeding wise beyond the NFC North team or the NFC
That was my
West
first
team.
question. So,
They won't be able to
okay.
move below the NFC South team. And once they win, they'll clinch the East.
Okay.
So they win on Sunday, they clinch the East. It's
They're
over.
done for regular season.
Yeah,
They're
it's
ready
over.
for playoffs.
They won't have
Gotcha.
anything to play for.
Okay.
So I do think the Bills they win this weekend and they'll win out. This is the one though.
that's gonna have playoff.
Like this is their hardest game. It's at Cleveland.
So I'm picking Texans. I'm guessing you two are as well.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, Texans. I thought.
Love the Texans right now. I love everything the Texans do. I'm worried about Woody Marks, but I didn't think Nick Chubb was playing bad football. If you heard me earlier in the year, I didn't think that Nick Chubb was playing bad football. I didn't think
No.
that he was blowing people
He's
away.
solid. He just doesn't have that burst.
But they have enough weapons for C.J. Stroud, and they're playing, and their offensive line is playing well. And their defense is just lights out. So they're going to be in every game.
Yep.
You've been on Houston for a couple of years at least. Next up,
I like
is,
D'Amico
I have
Ryans.
too.
I'm a big fan of D'Amico Ryans.
Next up is New England at Baltimore. New England's +3 over unders 49.5, +136 if you're betting on the Pats, -162 if you're betting on the Ravens.
Now Pats are still playing for something here, right?
They are, and this is
I don't
a big
understand
game
why they're the underdog here.
I don't
honestly.
either. I don't either.
because they lost last week to Buffalo. But there's no shame in
No.
that to me. Like the Patriots
It's
play.
an division,
I actually
one of the best in the league. Like no,
Yeah.
I expect New England to win this game. Baltimore has not been playing well. Unless Lamar just has all of a sudden started healing in the last 2 weeks, I just don't see it
And it's funny that you put it that way, because his rushing has increased
in the last 2 weeks.
weeks.
And so,
But-
maybe
but this New
maybe
England-
he's
but this
just
New
getting
England
healthier
defense
and playing better. That's possible.
The New England defense is much better than the 38 points they gave up last week against Buffalo would suggest.
Agreed.
All year, I'm pretty sure until that game, the highest amount of points they gave up all year long was like 23 or 27, something like it was sub 30. They had not given up 30 points all year long until last week. And I expect them to get back to that this week.
too.
They're going to stop Derrick Henry. The Baltimore passing attack has not been anything to really be afraid of. The one place that I think that New England is vulnerable is tight ends. They're actually not very good against tight ends, and Baltimore does have a couple of good tight ends that they like to feature in the offense. That would be
But to me, New England's going to alter their defense because of that.
And
because
Baltimore
that's their
has
only weapon.
and Baltimore hasn't been committed to doing anything
At all.
year.
Yeah, they've been
weird.
very just.
It's been weird.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry has quietly had a good season. He's quietly had a good season again.
He's going to pass 1,000 yards.
I think he's passed it already. And
sure doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't. and his metrics are good. He's averaging
Wow.
he's averaging 5 yards a carry. It just
He feels like such a huge disappointment. That's crazy.
I agree. But if you look at what he's been doing, Derrick Henry actually he's running back 13 on the year in PPR, and this is over the last 8 weeks. RB9, 14, 22, 8, 5, 11. And then the last 2 weeks hasn't been great, but he's been double-digit points in 9 consecutive games. And
that's decent.
And on the season, he's over 1,100 yards.
Yeah, when you drafted him, you wanted
Derrick
better
Henry,
than this.
1,100 yards.
You can't complain
10
too much.
touchdowns. And,
11 and 10.
Yeah.
And
he's gonna catch as many balls as he ever does. So he's gonna end.
Right.
So he's still gonna end the season with over 1,300 yards, 12 or 13 touchdowns. Ho hum. And so it kind of makes you wonder why he is going to end up with something like 50 to 60 less carries this year than he had last year.
And we've definitely felt that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. For sure. Because last year he finished with 336 points, and this year, this is how weird it is. Okay? Last year he was in PPR, he was RB4 with 330 points. Okay? Mm-hmm. This year he's 13 with 198.
Wow.
That there's been such a huge drop off from the top, because the guys at the top, Gibbs, Taylor, Bijan, Achane, they all have 300-ish points. All 4 of those guys do.
You're hurting me because the first 3 names were the first my running backs in that league that I got eliminated. I've got Bijan, I've got Gibbs, I've got Taylor. Yeah.
But
God,
but if you haven't had one of those, and I feel like I forgot somebody. I feel like I forgot one guy, and I feel that feels bad. But name him.
McCaffrey.
I did. I said CMC. I said CMC. So if you had CMC, Achane, Jonathan Taylor, and Jahmyr Gibbs. And Bijan.
Yeah.
5.
McCaffrey
so it was 5.
Yeah, McCaffrey
so
was one
5.
you forgot. Yeah.
If you had one of those 5 guys, you were just far and above what everybody else was doing. Because it's been an absolute crapshoot and it's not just running back, it's been receiver too. Because if you go and you look at receiver, I mentioned this earlier, but let me, just for clarity, okay?
Yeah, receiver's been kind of crazy this year. Really has been.
Emeka Ibuka is still wide receiver 14 in PPR. How bad has he been? Well, look, here's the finishes, okay? This is the last 5 weeks. Wide receiver 39, 47, 42, 71, 38. Okay, before that he had a wide receiver 3. The 3 weeks before that, wide receiver 71, 33, 55. He's still the wide receiver 14 on the year with a total of 183 points. That's how bad it's been. It's just been awful. It has been an awful season. And I heard all 3 of the major podcasts that I listen to, and I'm pretty sure they're the most popular podcasts because you're talking about CBS Sports, the Fantasy Footballers, and Matthew Berry. All 3 of those podcasts at some point this season kind of throw up their hands and then real quick go, I don't want to downplay what we do here. I don't want to diminish what it is that we do here because they realize real quick, they go, wait, you do what we do is important. Please listen.
Most of the time, just not this year.
But it's been that way this year, where it's week after week after week of, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. You were supposed to start that guy. Everything lined up perfectly, and it just didn't work out.
perfect example this
with
week.
the
Cody
exception
Parkinson.
being the handful of guys at receiver and at running back that you've just been able to count on, and also like those guys have been, unexplainably unaffected by matchups this year too, where it's just like there have been some crazy high scoring games out of players in bad matchups. Like if you look at Drake London,
Like
Drake
the
London's-
Rams in Seattle last night.
like Drake London has 2 wide receiver 1 performances, and they are both against teams that were in the top 5 in defense at the time. I remember
Taking
I got
exploitation and just like taking it to the next level.
It's just been so like if you had a rough fantasy season, everybody did. It has been a rough season, and to me, the solution is expansion.
Back on that. So we're all going Pats, I'm guessing, right?
Well, because the problem
I'm
is
going
what
Pats.
happens in all these in so many of these games over and over and over again is that like you end up not being able to count on the fantasy asset because their team's talented enough that they're able to throw to the tight end 3, and he scores the touchdown. And
I think he's just rubbing it in
like you're
from last night.
Yeah, no.
Wasn't it the tight end? Wasn't it the tight
ends-
end 3 that scored that 2-point conversion to win the game?
Possibly, but even on the Rams side, though, like
no, that was Barner. Barner's the
No,
Wasn't
it was somebody who
No,
caught
it
their
was-
first pass for the
ever,
year.
yeah.
He's a former 49er.
Yeah.
It was
Their
Sauer.
third string tight end.
But-
Sorry,
but
that's
on the
where my
other
mind
side
went. I
of
was like,
that-
dude, why are you rubbing salt in the wound?
Saubert.
On the
That's
other
his
side of that, the tight ends couldn't catch shit last night on the Rams.
Parkinson
Parkinson's out.
Really
Rushed
dropping.
me that moment.
Yes, he dropped like 6 fantasy points at least, and not a touchdown. Not even talking about a touchdown. Like just from
Cookies are next level, man.
yep.
Holy crap,
you.
those are great.
You just have to come in
just-
here. I asked you to bring a Ziploc. Did you see that? No. Yeah, I just because he wants to take some to his daughters.
Oh,
You haven't committed to Patriots or Baltimore.
I'm going to take the Patriots because I'm not. This is a coin flip game to me. It wouldn't surprise me if Baltimore won, but I'll have more fun watching, rooting for the Patriots. Like I like what they're doing. I like Drake May. I was a fan of his tape coming into the draft last year, and he's exceeded my expectations. It's been fun to watch.
and this is a chance for New England to prove that they're the number 1 seed. You know what I mean?
Yes.
This
I
is
don't
their
think they are.
chance.
I don't think they are.
But this is their chance for them to prove that they are. You know what I mean? If they can come in here and crush Baltimore, like that sends a message. And aren't they the number 1 right now?
No, Denver is.
Same record?
Denver's 12-2.
Denver's got one more win.
Yeah, New England's 11-3.
Oh, I thought. Oh, God. I'm still counting last week as a win for them because they should have won last week.
And that's
funny.
To me, I actually
So if they're who has the tiebreaker? Like if they win, like if they have a equal record
don't
with the
know.
Broncos, that's interesting.
I don't know either, honestly.
But anyway, they have an above average chance
so
to
I
get
would
the number 1
guess
seed.
that it's Denver because Denver is the only one that so Denver has an opportunity to lock up the 1 seed this weekend. That can happen.
Oh, wow! This weekend?
Yes, that can happen.
Oh, well, wow. That is crazy.
Yeah, they need a Buffalo loss and a New England loss and them to win. And
It's
so
crazy that
It's funny because I would bet against
still tight.
right,
at
and
the
I
end
would
of
bet
it.
against Denver getting to the championship game. Like
I wouldn't bet against them getting to the championship game because they're
They
gonna
don't seem that good.
because I think they're gonna get the 1 seed. They're not like
They're not
all those years
high-flying
all those
scorers.
years where the Chiefs were the 1 seed and you just expected them to at least get to the AFC Championship game. They're not that team. They're not that good. But
And they're not Buffalo.
that defense in that setting, that is a tough place to win for a team that's just come off of a playoff battle. I would almost expect them to win if they get the bye and make the championship game. It would be like that. Like they would have to draw the Bills in round 2 in order for me to not pick them. I think. So I
take
do.
Houston.
I do think they're going to get the 1 seed. I do expect them to make the AFC Championship game. I do. At this point, that's what I expect to happen.
Okay. So last primetime game. Monday Night Football. 49ers at Colts. 49ers are minus 5.5. Over-under is 46.5. Minus 270 if you're betting on the Niners. Plus 220 if you're betting on the Colts.
49ers fans are happy right now.
Thrilled.
Absolutely.
And
thrilled.
you should absolutely be starting the 49ers defense this week.
Oh, yeah.
49ers defense should be top 3, top 5 defense this week. And the reason why is because you have to watch Phillip Rivers last week. Like, he did good.
But he's not going to throw the ball 20 yards downfield.
Right. Not
Can't.
over 20. Thank you
Can't
so
do
much. He can't throw it over 20.
No.
So you know the defense is creeping up on everything.
Yeah.
And then if you saw the way he threw the ball, like, it is just half a second slower than it needs to be. Like Rivers, 5 years ago when he retired, his ball was slow coming out and was barely getting there, was barely adequate for the NFL. If you saw last week, like, it seemed like every completion was a heartbeat away from being an interception. And I think this week that the defense just absolutely jumps on the ball, and I think Rivers looks like he should have retired this week. I think
The
it looks
Colts
really bad.
curiously did open up Anthony Richardson's 21-day practice window this week.
I don't blame him.
So yeah, if things are off the rails, I could see them turning. But it's like I didn't expect things to go this poorly for the Colts in the second half of the season, but yeah, I've been on the Texans.
They've had a huge run of bad luck.
Yeah, but they
'Cause
also
honestly, if
they
they were
also
playing
had
the way
a really,
they did
they also
earlier-
had a really good run. They had a run of good luck too, to start
Okay.
the season.
But first 8 weeks, I would have said Indy's championship bound. Like they are
I was
top
never
2
there.
teams in the AFC.
I was never there.
I was.
I was
I
not.
definitely was.
I
And
thought
definitely
they
could be
were
because
pretty
I was
good.
writing a lot of those players and just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
these guys are gold, and I didn't expect them to be.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that could have been part of it too. But
Well, I'd say this. It definitely felt like after a while, after I'd say about week 4 or 5, it was like, I guess they're just having one of those seasons.
I guess they're just good. Yeah.
Right. And those typically those ones run at least until the semifinals, like at least until round 2 in the playoffs. And so I could get behind that, but to me they were never like dominant enough in any of the games that they were playing.
There's a few early, but I hear what you're saying.
They had a lot of big plays. They had a lot of big plays.
Good thing.
Jonathan Taylor had a lot of breakaway runs
Yeah.
in the first half of the season.
I know. It felt so good.
I cashed out on it, so it was good for me too.
Yeah.
I had him in a dynasty league where I ended up wanting to be tanking, which ended up being the right decision, and so I was able to get RJ Harvey in a first out of him. So I feel really happy about that, and I don't think that you'd be able to do that now. Like if you
Not now.
Like,
Not
right.
for the rest of this year. No.
or ever. I don't think.
I think next year.
I don't think so. I don't. Jonathan Taylor's 27 next year. You're not trading. You're not trading Jonathan Taylor and getting a startable running back and a first-round pick next year.
But Jonathan Taylor is
no
a
way.
guy that can be
And
top
especially-
5 for
especially-
the next 2 years.
Well, you don't know what the ceiling on Harvey is. Harvey is a rookie running back who
You've got a higher opinion on Harvey than I do.
maybe.
Yeah.
I'm going San Francisco. I want them to lose, though.
Yeah, I'm
I-
picking the Niners too.
Niners, yeah,
I
for
do
sure.
not expect them to lose. I expect them to dominate.
I'd love to see
and
Phillip
also,
Rivers just be like, I'm back, baby. I'd love to see
Dude, I'd
it.
love to see it too. I just don't think it's going to happen. Like I watched last week, and every throw is like, ooh,
So
he barely got that one.
for people who are playing against Stafford and Puka this weekend, if you want one shot to get back into that, like if there's one like stack that can get you back in, it's the Purdy Kittle stack. Because
I see that.
because it's just and these next 2
I think
weeks,
Burrow Chase would do it
it's
too. But yeah, I agree.
Chase has just
They're gonna have a week.
it hasn't happened.
I hear you.
And he has consistently put up. He's been the H-Chan of receivers, where you just don't look, and then don't watch the game,
Yeah.
and then at the end of the day you just look. Oh, he scored 18.
Yeah, because last week at halftime he had like 3 points.
Just don't look.
And I was just so happy. Then by the end of the game,
20.
He's got 20-something points, no touchdowns, but he's got 11 receptions and 100 and something yards. And you're just like, what? How did that happen?
So Purdy Kittle, the Purdy Kittle stack, I can see that getting you 60.
Not the 90 that Puka and Stafford put up.
Well, what I mean, right? Well, yeah, it was something like that, right?
It was.
Yeah. So like, but and you're not going to expect to get 90, but like, and because 60 is a lot.
Yeah. No,
it's
a ton. Yeah.
Right. There's not going to be 5 stacks on the weekend that hit 60. You're talking like Goff and Amon St. Brown. That's another one. Those to me, like those would be the only ones that I would want to have to try and catch up. And all I'm trying to say is that, like, if you're somebody who's been like holding George Kittle, this is why you've been holding George Kittle and Brock Purdy too. Purdy was awesome last week. I think he was 33, 34 points, something like that, and 6-point per passing touchdown. And he was good the week before. And I think
he's solid. Yeah.
I think he's somebody that you can definitely ride to a championship.
Oh, I think we should end it right there. That sounds like a good little stop.
Championship.
All right. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. It's that time. Hope you guys all enjoyed. And like I say, always ask all your questions. If you want to know what's going on, if you have any questions, we love answering the questions.
We do.
Do not be afraid to interrupt us because we will gladly shut the heck up and answer your questions.
We're used to being told to shut up.
We're married.
Yeah.
I was happy to see all the questions early on and see you guys.
Good luck,
back.
guys.
Yeah,
It's great that our audience is still in it.
Yeah, I hope you guys are going for championships.
We hope you guys have just as many questions next week and get
Absolutely.
you some championships.
It's all right. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll talk to you guys all later.
Peace out.